Good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great, wonderful weekend. My name is Michelle Descavage, author of Unnamed Women of the Bible, speaker and certified life purpose coach. And on Thursday and Friday, I was able to serve as a resource coordinator for the Global Leadership Summit at our church. And our church has been a satellite site for Global Leadership Summit for the past 5 years. So the past 3, I have been able to volunteer and help there. And it is such an incredible event that if you have not attended, find one near you. It's in August each year. So check that out. It's through Willow Creek. And they put it on Bill Hybels, and it is so fantastic. But this year, his daughter, Shauna Niequist, was one of the speakers, and her book, Present Over Perfect, let me show you, was for sale. And I'll be honest, this book sold out within, I think, the first hour that we opened at our site. So that is awesome for her. That's exciting. But I have never read her books. I know of her and know of her writings, but this is the first book I picked up and started to read of hers. And let me tell you, I cannot recommend it highly enough, but she's talking about really finding the stillness and the quiet, and so much of what she said just struck me. And I'll be writing about it a little bit more and more in depth on the blog, but she has, and of course when I read with a highlighter, and I think just about every line I'm highlighting, but she talks about just being one who works and who will push and strive and all these things, and where that led her to, the place that led her to. And one part in here that I just have arrows on that I want to share with you. It says, "It used to be that I was my most anxious, jittery, frantic self when I was alone and still. And that makes sense to me now. Essentially, I had a hollow core, and that emptiness became deafening in the stillness." You see, as I read these books, I so identify because I see so much of myself. I have been afraid of the silence and what I would find there. I so often have filled my days and moments with noise because I didn't want to face who I was, face any of the hurt or heartache or failures in my life. So this girl, really, if we're going to get to the heart of it, I lean more to the introverted side than extroverted, but being an extrovert made it a lot easier to ignore everything that was truly going on in my heart, to not have to face God, not have to face myself. And as I've been reading, just the phrase holy silence has been resonating in my head, and that's the phrase that keeps going and tumbling in my mind. And so that's what I'm striving to do, is find the holy in the silence, because I believe it is there, and I believe it is something God is drawing me to. And truly, why else would this book have such a huge impact on me? And if this phone falls over, it's because my dog's trying to get in my lap. But just that place of there is holiness in the silence, and being still before God, being still. And you see, my version of silence as stillness is being by myself, but yet having music on, or having a book to read, and just not, or even praying, but not sitting still and waiting for my Father's response. Because what if I'm getting it wrong? What if I'm missing what He's trying to tell me? And so, really, I believe this is where God is drawing me to, a place of silence, a place of stillness, and learning to find Him there, and in essence, to find myself there. So that's exciting and extraordinary, and a place of really healing, I believe, is what's going to happen. And you see, in April, I stood on a stage in Atlanta and talked about empowering people to write their own story, and encourage the people there to write their own story, that it was worth telling and worth sharing and worth writing. But what I've kind of been focusing in on, and what I've come to realize, is that I'm still learning to do it for myself, because there are still so many roles and expectations I believe others have of me, and I don't want to disappoint them. But then how much of myself am I losing in that? So be looking on the blog sparkliving.net as I write more on this topic of holy silence, and maybe you'll join me there to learn to be silent, to be okay in the silence, to know that God will meet us there, that He is faithful, that the gifts He's given us are wonderful, and to rejoice and celebrate, and that yes, we do have gifts and our Father's dwelling with us, and we live from a place of power and a place of freedom. But it's exciting, and it's kind of rocking my world right now, but that's where I am, and I want to share with you. And if you haven't picked it up, get it. Present Over Perfect by Shauna Niequist. It is beautiful, it is refreshing, it is wrecking, it is so many things that I love about writing and about books, but it's speaking to me because it's so much of who I am, of a girl who's always thought she had to work and do and be, do all these things, but really God's like, you're missing out. I need you to practice finding the holy in the silence. So with that, have a great Sunday. I look forward to sharing with you more on the blog and more in some videos as God just kind of teaches me this, because y'all, this is a new concept for me. But woo, there goes my dog licking the phone and the tripod. But have a great Sunday, and we will catch up later. Bye-bye.